Hello. Did it work? I wasn't actually here. How do? Happy New Year, etc, etc. It did not. Well, I've done all my things this time. That works. Blame Jamie this time. I mean, if you do this one. Yeah, see, it's not responding. Blame the intern. I mean, sorry it was a bit late. Dog took a tumble. He heard a fox, started chasing it around. Never saw it. Took a tumble, had to carry him in. I think he's just twisted something. Hope we all had a nice New
Bloody
Year.
intern making me spend other virtual fate points.
There you go. That one works. See, the one I made works. For a change. Doggo is walking again now. He's got a bit of a limp. I laid him down and manipulated the leg, and he didn't scream out in pain, so I think he's just twisted something. He'll be reeked. Right, we need to get to end game, right? Because it was Trez dramatic last time, wasn't it? There we go. Hello. Oh yeah, we got into Kim's room. Should I take all this shit off? Which shirt do we like? What's the shirt we usually wear? That one? With some shoes. Empathy shoes, or what? We usually wear the boots, don't we? Where are the boots? +1 to perception. I'm gonna go with perception. We need to go back up to the room, so we need our visual calculus on. We put the gun down. We've still got one bullet. Thought I shot them both. Right, we need to go over here now. Can I not? There was a terribly dramatic end to the stream last time. Okay, we can't run anywhere. What's this? Looks like she left something on the table. Okay. Can I see it?
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift?
The lieutenant turns to the staircase suspiciously, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. What could this gift be?
I am not drawing my gun, yet, but I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster as he studies the note.
Seems she left in a hurry.
It's hardly surprising.
A red thread made of nylon leads out the room and onto the roof.
You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
The lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez, B prime, B double prime, and B triple prime.
Where does the thread lead?
It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof, B triple prime.
Which is the one we can't get to yet. See, B prime, there we go, we looked at double prime. I never found B prime, did we? We can't get to triple prime. We haven't been able to yet anyway. But that was the one that we couldn't find, which was, we were walking around in the right place.
The island in the bay.
Yeah. Is she trying to tell us the shot came from the islet?
Unless she thinks the
Islet?
perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point.
There are ruins on that islet. A sunken sea fort. I saw it through the coin-operated viewer.
I remember.
How did she know how to do this?
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof, staring at the glass.
Also, does that explain the hole?
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
We don't trust her, but we should follow the lead. This is just her way of saying she's sorry.
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make?
Well, I'm just going to do that again.
She had a...
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know.
I'm going to say this
Question
one.
is,
Of course, we
should
don't
we
trust her.
I don't know. At this point,
What difference does it make?
Yeah. This is also a location we have yet to rule out.
so it is.
For a second he seems tired.
You seem unenthusiastic.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep these past few days.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
Maybe we need to go to the island. The wind blows in from the open window. The lieutenant sighs, looking into the cold distance across the water. Hello, Paul. How do? Thank you for the raid. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good New Year. Christmas break, etc. You back to work? And did you have a good stream? We've only just started because issue with children and doggo. The lady that used to live up here has left us a clue. The miniseries, the TV miniseries. I very much enjoyed that. Certain pinches of salt are required. Or no, take it with a grain of salt. But yes, it's very good. Have you seen it before? Or was it your first time? Oh, nice.
The lead is flimsy. You might as well go around Martinez looking under every rock and talking to every person. But what else is there? There, across the grey water, amidst crumbling concrete, a birch tree, and the half-sunken ruins of a flak tower.
Kim, let's go to the fucking island. What else is there?
Not a lot, no.
I remember an anti-aircraft gun, or the ruins of one, on the island from the coin-operated viewer.
Could be the makings of a sniper's nest.
Why not? Military fortifications are made for that kind of thing.
I don't know if I don't want to go now. Like, I want to walk there or get there. Is this like a point of no return type situation? Not that we've got much else. Much else we can do. I'm going to say yes, because I don't want to miss... Let's go to the island.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
Lillian, the net picker, she's tiring her boat.
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Okay, so it's not going to magically transport us there. Good. The thread is tied to the antenna. Well, there's no thread in this view. She tied it there, but I was wondering if it was related to that hole, the bullet hole. Okay, let's go downstairs. Oh, no, not that one. Don't run. You're back working today. Busiest day of the year for you on the phone. Wow. We'll chat to everyone on the way through.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
It could have used more work. After all, I just took a bullet for this place. No, let's not say that. I did, thank you. Big improvement.
You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire.
Yeah, I started it.
I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway, I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. Just felt I needed to specify that.
Good evening, Eddie. How do? Where did everyone go?
Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business.
What happened to the man with the sunglasses?
I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad.
This is a weird... It's not really a question, it's a statement. I don't really understand it. We're going to say it anyway. Okay, so I have to mention, when it happened, you were right out there on the balcony.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a bad...
If you say it as two different words like that, it sounds like there's something wrong with your ass. Just nod stoically.
He nods back at you, even more stoically.
The characters are actually nodding on the screen.
Just two badass men nodding stoically. Make that three. The lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed.
Look at them all. Hawkeye was pinned at 1440, Jesus. That's a lot. You still on break then, Eddie? Nice.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do.
Okay. I wanted to speak to the man with the glasses. Has this guy got anything to say?
Hi again, gendarme.
Ugh.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Back on Thursday.
Seeing you approach, the bruised man raises his bear in welcome.
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you had that fury in you, but I guess I've misjudged a lot of people lately. That was one hell of a shot. Hell of a shot. The fucks did not expect that.
He looks at you with unmistakable respect.
I guess what I'm trying to say here is, thank you for intervening, fellas. That was mighty brave of you.
He extends his hand.
This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Just doing my job. Nope. I superstarred the shit out of that. I'm not going to say that. I think I will just shake his hand and nod.
Now, how can I help you?
His grip is strong and friendly. I'm sorry about the people you lost.
Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way he went. Never could imagine him withering away on a sickbed. But Angus, he was just a stupid kid. Didn't realize the mess he'd gotten into. Trusted me. Still, the balls on that kid. Went down fighting for someone else's shit like a fat, angry bear.
Here it comes. The last one is the worst one. He only deals with it by drinking copious amounts of 8% beer. An honest tactic, and effective.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do? This job is shit.
The voice acting is good, I think. Very good. Some AAAs should really take note. Pay for good voice actors, not famous ones. Because they're not necessarily the same. Hold on, where's that shanky fella?
Dennis, that poor little rat is dead too. I always thought he'd run. But no, he stayed. Stupid, brave fella.
So I did look up the possible outcomes for this fight, for the fight from last time. Just because I was curious if I could have done any better. And I could have saved one more person. There are many more iterations as well. Many iterations that fight could have gone. Including game over.
It was going to shit any which way.
It was. Hello, Slow. But there is no peaceful resolution. There is no way of getting out of that fight with everyone being friends and shaking hands afterwards. Let's say this. They were good people. I'm sorry it went like that.
Well, yeah. Memento Mori. Right.
Memento Mori, or remember that you must die, is a slogan various religious orders have thrown around since the dawn of mankind to emphasize the vanity of earthly life and the transient nature of all earthly pursuits. In essence, it means one should live virtuously in this life to live better in the afterlife.
I'm going to go with the middle one because I don't want to disagree with him, but at the same time, not 100% agree with him.
Absolutely. Today, I'm going to get drunk, eat good food, and bed a good-looking girl. 'Cause tomorrow, a motor carriage might run me over.
Or you might die of a heart failure. Or syphilis.
Hey, fuck you for ruining a beautiful idea.
Anyway, how are you doing, Slope? Did you have a nice New Year's, etc.? Happy New Year. What's going to happen to the Hardy Boys now?
I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious fellows there who'd love nothing more than advancing social democracy by busting some heads.
I wonder if Measurehead is going to think any different of me. Might wander up there.
Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing windows, and maybe wants to have some fun with his brother. Anyway, don't you worry. As long as Titus Hardy's standing, there will be Hardy Boys.
He's right. The numbers are replaceable. In an organization of thousands of men, there are plenty who join.
Do you know what happened to Classia?
Don't know? Don't care. I'll be glad if I never see that fucking woman again.
Level with me. You really liked her, didn't you?
Nope.
He did.
Same here, man.
He shrugs and tries to look uninterested.
Any idea what I should do now?
Judging by the sight of you, I'd suggest crawling into bed with a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a big tit in the other.
Yeah, go pay Monica a visit in Janrock. She's got a knack for making men forget about their worries. Biggest pair of milkers in all Rebacho.
Hell, you both look like you could use some feminine company right now.
Thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alain. I do always appreciate a good use of the expression milkers.
Me too, Kim. Me too.
You're welcome, Bina Claude. You're all right in my book.
So long, fellows. Be good so I don't have to come back here again.
Take care, coppers. You two look after yourselves now. Death passed on you today, but men don't get that lucky twice.
Copo loco. And normal cop, I guess. Good luck in Jamrock. Scars made the best tattoos, they say.
Thanks for getting involved, guys. Not a lot of cops would step into that line of fire, but you did.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back, I've got a few vacancies. You'd make one Hardy Boy, copper.
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
The LCM could really use a man like you, Titus. Think about it.
I will, capo. That's a promise. Now scoot, because the Hardy Boys got some mourning and drinking to do.
Let's got a Chivo for that.
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed. This town needs you on your feet.
Good point, Bino Claude. We'll keep the vol under 12% tonight.
What did I get a Chivo for? Hardy's Heroes. Pour one out for social democracy. Don't really know what that means. Yeah, Kim is a fabulous character. Really well acted. Well written. Right, we need to stop by the car. Okay. Is that the lady? The skull girl?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
There we go. Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
I smell heavy fuel oil.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
Step back, Lieutenant. Set the graffito on fire with a lit cigarette. I thought that was what I wanted to do. One day I will be back near you.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering. The falling snow turns to vapor above the burning message, mingling with the black smoke.
Disco Elysium.
The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime. Snow covers the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. The white colors nearly meld together.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed
Do
to?
something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Canema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Canema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
When it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Canema effectively a mobile power plant.
This tech talk is really rubbing me the right way here.
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing there? Point to the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what? Rub your chin. A 7-liter V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile, unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
He's very proud of it, isn't he? Let's keep buttering him up then. A fine machine. Run your hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
Ever thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we ever get this case solved, maybe we can do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
And means no.
Okay, let's move. Right, where were we?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to speak to my own station, but I've got a new option here, so I'm going to say it anyway.
Something is wrong. Only static hisses through the speaker.
Hello?
No reply. Only the mindless drone of static crawling through the air.
It's been this way for a while now. My guess is The Union is listening in on our conversations and jamming outward communications to protect themselves from Crenel. It only happens when someone mentions the attack. The rest is unaffected. Our best bet is to carry on like nothing happened. That is, if we don't want us cut off the grid completely.
Isn't that dangerous?
No more dangerous than stepping between 3 armed mercenaries and 8 Union men, I hope.
Good point.
I don't like it either, but that's the way it is. The street seems safe enough to me. If anything, taking out the mercs made things calmer. For now. You can try calling again. Just don't mention the tribunal. And remember, they are listening in.
Everything sounds okay. No drumbeat of total war yet. If anything, everything sounds too okay. In the cabin, you see a...
Right, pick up the radio.
Precinct 57.
Connect to the
How may I-
41st.
Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I've heard that some people think of me as La Puta Madre's peon. Do you think I'm corrupted?
10-4, sir. Well, there's been some talk, sir.
Some talk? What are these options? Some talk? What does it even mean, there's been some talk? Do they think I'm corrupt or not?
I only meant that there's been some talk in the station, that's all. But there's always some talk in the station. You know how officers in Jamrock are.
Well, no, I don't, because I've forgotten everything.
But then again, some of us truly are on the take. It's unfortunate. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Let's pull out the toolbox again.
The pull-out toolbox slides back.
Okay, we've got nothing in the toolbox, right. Okay. 4-speed manual, long time in high sports vehicles, French Peugeot 307 WRC from 2006. Oh, there you go. I guess it's also diesel, right? Compression ignition, it said. Supercharged diesel engine. There was somebody sat on this bench, wasn't there? Yeah, this guy.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man?
Is this the guy who wasn't the military guy? He used to play petanque.
Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same.
Where is Renee?
The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really gone.
Yeah, gone where?
Hell, most likely. He was an absolute Kent.
Wait, he was killed during the tribunal?
Oh, he would have liked that. Violent lives ending violently. That's how he wanted to go. Sadly, it was not the case.
How did he die exactly?
His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be working for another week, but he just had to prove how tough he is.
Poor Renee.
Did he feel like he has to prove he can still pull his weight? Doesn't need handouts?
Guess he was about to head home, 'cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Coquette uniform I saw him in all the time. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it.
Do you think our conversation about his job pushed him to go out there?
No. René was the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push him to do anything. The man was completely immovable.
He has doubts. But right now, he just wants to move on and not think about it.
Was he really that bad?
I repeat, an absolute Kent. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. He was like an old viper. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something in him when we were just kids, and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to.
Did you love him?
We've hated each other our entire lives. So much, in fact, that...
He falls silent and looks at you, eyes filling up with tears.
Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were?
Something mean?
In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that.
This weird question about the medals. Oh yeah, let's do this. Here, something to remember your friend by. Give him the photograph of Renee and the girl.
Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young Renee looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you for this little memorabilia. It really means the world to me.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. He probably didn't even know René had the photo.
Do you know what happened to his medals?
I took them for myself. Took them to remember that old cunt. Nobody knew him better than I did. And I want to remember that old cunt by something.
We got the picture now.
Strange how old cunt sounds almost gentle when he says it.
I offer my sincere condolences.
Yes, we are both very sorry for your loss.
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day they're just gone. I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something.
What do you know about the dead man?
Everything, really. I probably knew him better than... You meant the teacup in the tree, didn't you? I don't know anything about him.
Teacup? Oh, because of the ceramic armor. Clever.
Right. I'm going to head back this way. I want to see what's going on at the docks. Is this guy going to talk to us?
My man, you're alive. Almost. Kind of.
I've been
Sort
better.
of alive? Man, what a day. I missed out on most of the action, but I heard it was quite the encounter. Had a strong sense of finality to it. So what's next? You guys heading back to Jamrock now? Talk is local union muscle were behind it all. I'd reckon the case is closed, even if it kind of turned into a shit show.
It wasn't the local union muscle, by the way.
Hey, that's just what I heard. Old wives' tale. So, what next?
Still looking around. Loose threads to tie up.
Good luck with that, my man. Ain't easy being you, but hey, you're still breathing, right?
That's all for now. Oh, this racist prick's fucked off. Queen's up there. This lot have gone. This guy got anything to say?
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Danger comes with the lifestyle, right?
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife, not bullets. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have a true boyadero heart.
Right, so where is everyone?
Hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No getting in or out, for the time being.
Wonder if my secret entrance will let me in. You can't help me get inside?
No, man. Not today. Today is war.
He says it matter-of-factly, like it's no big deal.
What's gonna happen next?
Time will tell. I'll tell Everard you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad.
What will you be doing now?
I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that red I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run. And live.
I'm sure you do good.
You know it, friend.
Oh look, it's white. Yeah, I am locked out. Is this knobhead still here? Okay. I can't press that. I think it was that button there, wasn't it, that did... I don't know what, because I never pressed it. But that was how I got in. Go and try the fridge again? We still haven't solved that. We still haven't found this extra pry bar. What's in here? I can't remember what was in here.
A lorry stuck.
Look in the window.
windows are fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes.
Backseat.
Back end of the cabin as a small perch to sleep. Large at a book with ragged edges catches your notice.
I think we've seen all this.
Nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is...
Okay. There's nothing new there. I'm convinced there's a stronger pry bar somewhere. Because the game won't let me... when I try and open the fridge, it says pry bar not strong enough. Nice. That lady's gone. We never bought the shoes from that dude either. Never had quite enough money. I don't know if we can sell anything in the pawn shop. Was it like 50 quid for the sneakers or something? Gonna give me a hero's discount?
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
+1 to composure.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers...
I want discount.
Wow.
Wow, what?
A cop limping down the street, bleeding from the shoulder, face bruised, looking like hell. You know what that is?
Discount time?
Cool. That's cool.
Well, let's try and persuade him to give me some money.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
Because you need to solve the biggest case in the history of criminal sciences.
See this island over there? I need money to fund an expedition there. It's important for the case.
Oh, I like expeditions. And I like you. I can give you 10 real.
corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
There's nothing I can push him
No
on
hassle.
in here.
There's a little of a hassle here, it appears.
Yeah, because we asked him
More
about this one
hassle.
before. Don't play games with me, Hawker. What's going on?
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Wait, Humanix, humanitarian aid.
And who is your supplier?
Oh, he's a good guy. I think you'd get along. I'll let you know the next time he's around.
Interesting.
We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good questions, though. Sharp eyes, officer.
I'm just trying to get him to give me a discount.
It's for show, my liege. He knows you need more than this to bust this guy. Later, perhaps.
I'll leave you to it for now. What was in here? Sunglasses?
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Okay, well, maybe we'll come back again later. Oh, stop running. We got the postcards, we could sell those. I'm just doing a bit of a tour on the way back to the shacks. See if there's anything I've missed. I don't think this guy actually sells anything, does he? Other than drugs.
Between you and me, this is why I don't get involved in local politics.
Yeah, I shouldn't have either.
So it goes. Now, what can I do for you? Sure, let me have a look.
No, I'm not going to sell the armor. Access your pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
50p, 16p, handkerchief. 50 quid for that. Didn't I buy the rifle from him? No, 11 quid for the rifle. Then the spirits for 6 quid. Okay. I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
I have some armor.
Alright, let's see it.
Oh, I don't actually want to go down this path. Look at these sabatons.
Oh no, 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 no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys.
I don't actually want to sell it, I just wanted to see what happened.
Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money.
It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler, provided the stakes are sufficiently interesting.
I guess any pawn shop seller is a slight gambler, right?
Another time, perhaps.
Right, leave. You know, gambling that you can sell it at all, and that you'll sell it for more than you paid for it. There's still that thing under the island, right? No, sorry, not under the island. Where's the map? Where were we? Here, this thing. We still haven't been in there, and it's a red check. I wonder if it's worth another hard save. Punch clock payphone. We never went in here. We never did that. So I still don't know where this flipping extra pry bar is. I wonder if we're ever going to see Ruby again as well. You can talk to us?
Lieutenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I got shot.
Even I can see that. I told you not to bring your trouble with you, policeman. We've got troubles of our own here. Though I suppose you took the worst of it. Turns out you were your own ill omen.
I guess you were right, the men with guns were coming for me after all.
I'm not sure those were the last of the men with guns either. There are always more coming for your kind, officer.
Then we'll be ready for them.
Right, I'm off.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible.
Oh, thanks, love.
You're not limping. You're you. She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
I got shot in the foot. It was pretty badass. You would have liked it.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guilhem. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
You should see the other guys. 2 dead, 1 in the hospital.
So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. Better than being dead.
Most cops are killers.
Aye, I bet they are. The good ones, at least.
I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to go to that island.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
We borrow your boat?
If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat. And no joyriding either.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
What if I want to rock? No, stop being a dickhead. Nod along attentively.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
2 days of sunshine? I don't understand this one. I just got a bacterial infection.
I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with ether, will you? Don't get too many RCM men round here. We sad to lose the first one.
What's on the island? I saw some kind of ruins through the binoculars.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
I hadn't picked up on that. Thank you, Rhetoric. You said you haven't been there yourself. Who has then, if not you?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city.
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
Are we going to talk to Kuno? Kuno will think I'm a badass. Maybe we'll do a teleport back. Which kids?
The twins.
Oh.
God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do.
Is there anything else I should know about getting there?
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Thank you. We'll use your skiff to get there then.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Be seeing you. Okay, check one thing. Can I teleport right now? No. You're right, Eddie, but I think you might be being too suspicious. Can I teleport now? I can. I want to go back. I know I was just here, but I want to go and talk to Kuno. I want Kuno to tell me I'm cool. Kuno can tell me about it. I'm a badass. Kuno! Kuno, I got shot. Check out my cool scars.
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool.
I guess that's true.
Cool. That's very cool to Kuno. Just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different.
Oh, I was hoping you would.
Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
Alright, fuck you then.
Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out there. But Kuno's got his eyes on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Who knows?
Okay. Thanks, Kuno. Oh, do you know what I was going to try? See if the, I didn't mean to run. If the, bridges thawed more. Before I do that, I need to stick the pry bar in my hand, don't I?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and
pry bar
an
not strong
electric
enough.
freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Turning the crank.
I don't feel like I've missed something obvious, like where an additional pry bar would be, so maybe there's more to go on. Maybe there's one on the island. Maybe there's the opportunity to finish up any threads. Fisherman shack. But all my last things are connected, right? Oh, we need to speak to the twins. Yeah, I forgot about that. But that fridge means I can get the box, the memory thing, which means I can get rid of the... Where is she? The girl, the lady who's working on the computer, which then means I can do the rest of this. Still don't know about the last piece of armor, unless that's on the island. I'm fairly sure it was the helmet and someone said it got thrown in the sea.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Let's get straight into it. Okay, kids, you've been to the island, right?
On that island?
Let's not be sarcastic. Yes, that one. I need to know what's there.
That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets. Or not real bullets, empty bullets.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
Wait, you mean shells?
I don't know what those are.
What then?
They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Fire guy?
They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
Someone lives on the island.
No. Yes.
Fucking kids.
Let's go with yes.
Yes, Kim. Let's take the answer we want. Why is he the fire guy?
Because he asks to put the fire out.
Why does he ask you to put the fire out?
I don't know. He doesn't like it. He don't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes.
It's something about lights?
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
He points to the street light.
Yes.
You cannot ask leading questions to children. You cannot. Because they will just say yes. Is there anything else you can tell me about this guy? Age? Does he live there?
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know.
How come?
We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there.
Your father used to go to that island too, didn't he?
Our father killed himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't say that, he didn't.
His brother punches him. The boy's eyes well up like he's about to start crying. I don't know how to get out of this situation. And I genuinely can't remember if he did or not. I'm going to say nothing.
I'm sorry.
Is that all you know? Is there anything more you can tell me about the island? The boy says, rubbing his eyes. It's clear that he has no intention of finishing the sentence.
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Okay, bye kids, take care. Right, I am going to rock a hard save. Let's go. It's not going to make me actually drive it, is it? Like, he's just going to teleport me there, right?
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. The boat's belly is a shiny yellow color, industrial paint over fresh tar. You see it reflect off the water, along with the factory number, A72. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now?
Yes.
Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
No, but I have done a hard save.
Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox.
What?
Say nothing.
Fine, why not?
Very cool. Now tune it to SAD FM. You know you want to. SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Getting on right to the island.
Want to be free.
I didn't think they'd actually do it.
It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever.
The soundtrack's on Spotify, by the way. It's British Sea Power, the band behind it all. They were pretty cool. That's where we haven't been. Over there. I'm pointing the wrong way. Over there. Oil. Where's that oil leaking from? What's all this over here? A rail. Oh, that's where the oil's leaking from.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence. In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance. Let's go.
A makeshift bridge. The bombs were powerful enough to break the foundation. The rusted chain trails off into the ocean.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This is the depot in Land's End.
Ah, yes, so it seems.
What do you think it was used for?
For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
Lock it from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
Before we go up, what's down? These tyres are falling apart. They're at least 50 years old. Okay, I can't go anywhere else. I'm gonna shoot the seagull. Tension inflammable. There's a lingering trace of mesut in the air. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel. Black, viscous.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea.
What's that flutter?
The flock of quail departs, now more than 100 meters away. 102, 105.
underneath the flutter?
On the islet, there is almost no wind, just the light movement of air through the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline, long dried leaves chafing against each other. Like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work, of great importance to the few who attend.
The west.
A silent hiss, sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree.
The east.
The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand, the low tide filtered through its grains, a bird tending to its feathers.
Ahead.
A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating, hollow. A big building.
Beyond that, further north.
Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossets flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless.
Below the silence?
A jitter. A sound impatient to happen, but not yet in this world.
Him.
Yes?
Momentarily, the sounds are swept away. Pain shoots up your right foot and into your groin.
Maybe I need to raise my pain threshold right now. If I'm gonna get stabbing pains. I think I've got a load of skill points to spend. I've got 4. Definitely think we can put a point into that. I know it's too late for that check, but maybe the next one that comes along. Have you noticed how quiet it is?
I have. Is that why we're stopping?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have to listen to one more thing.
The lieutenant nods in silence.
We do this same check again?
Yes?
No.
I have. Is that why we're stopping?
Sorry, let's move. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it.
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
Kim, what's the ICM?
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army. The black and white army of the revolution.
But quite similar to RCM.
Sounds an awful lot like.
Sounds like RCM.
It does.
Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
May.
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
Right, I need to buff loads of... Look, we've got all these points in here. Right now... I put one in there, and I might put one in there. Probably a waste, but I need to deal with my injuries, right? I need to be able to cope with them. Maybe we need a rebrand.
No one remembers the ICM. The connotation is less important each year.
A white star?
No, an upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Are those specks stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Looks old. What's it still doing here?
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Yefreitor. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel.
Oh. Warm air from inside of the building. It's warmer there than out here. The birch from the coin-operated viewer still holding on. No way to get up there, the stairs are gone. Can I get anywhere else? No, in the door I guess. It's been mentioned in here a few times in Shalindi. It's describes the islands, isn't it? It's the whole... What's going on here with this waves? I've only just noticed that. Crashing into there. Oh, it's actually a real life term. Some of the former European colonial possessions. Oh, well, there we go. There's probably an implication there in this game based on the real world term. There's a lot of social commentary in this, political commentary, etc. Careful, these stairs have collapsed. This was once an armament rest. Twin cannons were attached here, medium distance, large caliber. Oh, okay, we're going a long way around, are we? What's this?
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right.
Oh, someone's rigged a generator up.
The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Where do these wires lead?
Downstairs, somewhere?
What kind of generator is this?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout.
Like all that shit outside?
The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator.
Tap on it.
A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
I feel like I've got some fuel. Am I carrying around some fuel? I can't check. What does this mean? A generator here?
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
That is his idea of a joke.
I am. This generator proves the universe's material. Kick it. I shouldn't have done that. I'm running low on health.
A small agony. Minuscule bones may have fractured, but it proves the point.
Ouch.
He nods approvingly. He even smiles.
Say nothing.
The wind outside picks up suddenly, with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
Right, we know why it's there, surely, because it's to do the ammo lift. I don't think I'm missing out on any plot points there. Books, historical fiction. What is this? Dishes stained with sauce and fire. A survivor's kitchen. A moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out. 2 candles planted on a broken rangefinder.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures. Popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin. Husband and wife. Widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Conceptualizing. Conceptualization. Can we boost that at all? With clothes. Have we got any conceptualization clothes? I feel like we have. Are we already boosting it? No, we're not. Doink. Doink. Oh, I don't know why I wasn't wearing my gloves. Okay. What does this do now?
Soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories.
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Animal adventures, a magazine for electrical engineering, and an international thriller. Also,
does anything stand out
and some
as unusual?
Historical novels from the century. Oh yes, under the bed there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Look, Kim, powerful communist theory, rigorous and truthful. Because I went down that communist path earlier on. Or I can say deranged commie ranting, downbeat dribble for people who can't get shit done. I feel like I'm not going to comment. Let's see what Kim says. Look, Kim, a book, left wing. I have no comments. To you?
Ouzia. Humanitarian sciences. Stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West anymore.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Really? It wasn't really incendiary.
Wasn't there some in the communist student's room?
A student in the apartment building seemed to have some as well.
Well, yes. That one student did.
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment covering them.
Critical theory books. What do you think this means?
Again, I am not a philosopher, but whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Okay. Bed.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
How recently?
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
Yeah, okay, we're passing these now.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
No time to rest now. Maybe in a bit.
Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero.
I wish to investigate further, then maybe we'll have a rest. Ooh. Nice. Nice. Oh, hold on. We need to put our clothes back. What do we change? Just those two, wasn't it? I like my... Well, my rhetoric shirt, my logic. I like my logic shirt and my police commander jacket. Where is it? I don't think I need visual calculus at the moment, so I do wonder if logic might be more useful right now. Magnesium. More magnesium. This great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off it. Can we walk down here? We can. This hatch is jammed shut. What's this? More magnesium. What's this?
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
Run your fingers across the keyboard.
The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here.
What does it do?
Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. Sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
Okay, so we need to get the generator going, right? Why do I feel like I was carrying fuel at some point? Maybe it was. Maybe. Oh, did I give it to the? I gave it to the girl, didn't I? So she could paint with it. So, oh no, I used it to paint. God damn it. Oh, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Water rushes below, far down below. And that's out this way. A firing slit. You can't see inside. Must have been a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. Okay, I'm gonna head back inside first. We know that this way leads out. What is this? Oh, is that? No, I came in. Yes, no, that is the way I came in, isn't it? But that's upper level. What if we... There's stuff here. But I guess I can't get to it yet.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
How do we open it?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
I find us not opening it highly unlikely. You're right. We open the big one. Do you see the controls anywhere?
Yeah, on the console just southeast of here. Remember? Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
Okay, so we need fuel, presumably. I don't want to go up here, do I? I'll press the button, but nothing will happen, right? Because maybe now is a good time to take a rest.
The console is powered off and covered in dust. Urgence, ouvert, reads a dial key.
Push,
Allumé
light,
reads
interior.
another. Nothing happens.
Yeah, open.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. The generator, it didn't look like there was fuel in it. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
The boat engine.
No, we can't steal it from the boat engine.
The console looks on as you talk, mute and unpowered. It's dark.
Because then we can't get back. Right, I guess we probably don't need the torch out here. I'm guessing there's probably a way we could. Ooh. Okay, you're gonna walk around there anyway. The distant sound of cargo ships' signal horns echo on the water. Excuse me, I missed my mute for that one. Guess we can go off that way as well. There was a thought bubble up here. Oh, another one. Impanium pelvis makes you wince, then you can continue. I shouldn't keep running. I got into the habit of double clicking quite often. Another chain. There's a fuel can. A weathered artillery map shows coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. An old medicine cabinet, newly stocked with Dramamine. Nice. That's really useful. Fuel canister. Has it got any fuel in it? There's still some fuel in this battered canister, a litre or two. Nice. Okay. What's this?
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Okay, inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns. And an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Pick one out of the can.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I don't think we've heard that before, have we?
Contemporary Revacholians prefer Druan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, the legendary cigarette from Grad. Tio Moteri is favored by older men for its paper filter tips, sweet smell, and added tar.
Oh, here we go. Tio Moteri, like the ones we found at Land's End.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
Okay, so look at the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Touch the concrete first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Maybe I did need my visual calculus. Look through the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look familiar.
On the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
On the right?
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
And between the two?
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop, sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Motherfucker.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that.
Him with a pair of binoculars, I would be able to see inside the room.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Kim, I could make it. I could make the shot.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Booyah! Master cop work. We're not saying that. Why didn't we come here for? Because the game wouldn't let me. Better late than never.
Nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere.
Well, something did point here before the tribunal happened. Six people are dead. We could have prevented it.
Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it.
Could the shooter still be here?
Where?
On this island.
He does not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says,
"We should move now."
Yes, I agree. We've got the fuel. Have I got another point already? Yeah, I've got another point. Nice. I can't do anything with my thought center at the moment, can I? I don't want to... I don't want to lose any of these. Maybe the Jamrock Shuffle. But that's going to cost me a skill point to forget it, and then another skill point to internalize the thought. Or no, probably not, actually, because... Let me just check that, because I don't actually remember. Quick save? I might risk my point on forgetting that. Okay, yeah, I can re-remember. I don't need to spend a point to remember, do I? I'm going to internalize this one. 7 hours, though. It's never going to finish. We didn't go this way. More chains. The winch is broken. Rust has eaten what remains of the chain.
A strange feeling, looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in. With a bottle in your hand.
Bottle in my hand?
Always.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you. Where it has always been. In front of the video rental, on the corner, at the crossing.
We still haven't solved this part.
Smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal. Maybe you know it's going to hurt.
Raise your sight.
In the snow-in mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go, step in, It's been too long.
But it's cold.
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck, yes. Go there in your head. It's been days since you thought about her. A week.
Shake your head. Yeah, we haven't solved that part of Harry's life. His history, his past. I wish I got to speak to the blonde-haired guy again with the sunglasses about whether I really am a dirty cop or not. Okay, first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to let Harry have a nap. I think that might be a good idea. I've done a lot of walking and I've accidentally ran a few times.
The greasy old spring mattress.
The offer still stands. Take it. You don't look so good.
The bed is quite inviting, all things considered.
Maybe a little
It's
shut
much
eye.
warmer
Just an hour.
inside than out. You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near healed.
Curl up with your knees close to your chest.
The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until? You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening.
Oh shit.
Sleep.
I thought it was only going to be an hour. Kim? Kim? Where the fuck is Kim? The door is still here closed. Feels strange somehow. Shit. Should I have investigated before I did that? I can't use this control panel anymore. Well, we've got the quick save. I don't feel good about this. You see her footprints in the water. Oh.
Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda. Definitely not your wife. You need to talk to her. Think of the historical knowledge you could glean. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
Is he... This is his woman leaving him, isn't it? Hey.
Hey.
Hey, that's all I get. Smile.
I mean, hey to you too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
I'm dying in a ruined flak tower. Blood is dripping down my chest.
God, Harry. You have to take care of yourself. You're not a young man anymore. If you keep going like this, you'll...
Desperation is gearing up.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
Yeah, it must be a dream. I think my guess is that he's replacing a memory of his partner, wife, girlfriend, not police partner, and substituting Dolores Day in. It could be a partial real conversation he had with her. Crown of Immortality, aren't you already wearing one?
Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder, silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body.
Anyway.
Something is off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions.
You don't have time to tend to my emotions.
She sighs and looks over her shoulder.
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters.
Oh, wow. Oh, poor Harry.
It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day?
You're, once you had the morning.
The morning? I don't understand.
No, I meant mourning. I'm grieving. But you're not even dead.
Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the mourning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that.
Oh God.
I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn.
You're the X something.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch. I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
I mean, as the player, I'm glad we're having this conversation because we're understanding it, but there's no way Harry's going to say that. I should have stayed down.
My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
Say nothing, just look at her.
She does not look back. Instead, eyes her fingernails. They're bitten frayed. The evening wind blows in. The gown wraps around her like a white flag. 1,000 times you beat an animal. 1,000 times you've raised that fabric. What is underneath has always calmed you, centered you, made you sane.
They were together for a long time.
In your mind, you could still climb inside her bed. Still the only man.
On second thought, you are Dolores Day, Queen Regnant of the territories of Mundi and Insulindi, and nothing else.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. Oh God, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
But that's not a very good way for things to be.
It's not. But
But what? Tell me there's something good.
I don't know why I said but. There is no but.
That's it?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
Where in hell?
You're right, I don't even remember who you are anymore. Ha ha. I'm not getting over it at all.
It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe?
Jesus.
It was hard for me too, you know. I used to think I couldn't live without you.
Wait, she said she's 30-something and I'm 50-something. Maybe this did happen a decade or more ago.
But I can.
20 years, there's so much time.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2.
Wow.
Phew.
So you felt that way once, that you cannot live without me?
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
Oh. Saying maybe we could try again is just a recipe for disaster. Okay then, super okay. I still have other things I need to know.
What other things? We've been through all the things.
I'm not going to do that. But you said I have a vast soul. And you will always come back to it.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender, long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
Oh, Harry. Yeah, you are right though, Snow. Right. I feel that this was a very long time ago. This wasn't recent. This didn't happen the moment he, you know, this didn't happen the day before he turned up to this thing. This investigation. This is not why he went on the 3-day bender. I'm still going to say the thing because I want to hear the dialogue. Actually, you didn't say it. You wrote it in a letter, a handwritten letter. I kept it in my paperwork.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
You need to recite it to her. For effect. All of it.
No
summaries.
Don't do that, Harry.
Yeah. Put a stake through your heart. She'll get hurt too. Collateral damage.
No, I'm not going to say that. You know what I mean. You left me a letter saying you would always come back to me. That you can't believe how happy you are with me.
Okay, Harry. Okay. It was morning and you slept. The room smelled of cigarettes and Rowans. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. It was autumn, the first one we had together. But you have to understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No, it was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
I was cool?
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants. Smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it, at least. You were my first. My first kiss. My first time to have sex. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. It doesn't do anything anymore.
A ticket stub?
Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river, to the aquarium first, I was sad about my mother. I don't even know why. The shimmer of the fish tank on my face. The octopuses. It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me. Talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. Now our interactions are limited to pain and regret.
That's sharp and precise.
No, it's all you. I always loved you for it, but it could not save us. It could not make me stay. In the end, your mind just told you precisely how bad things are. And who would want to stay around for that?
You would be right to drown this shit in alcohol. Drown it until your neurons depolarize, until it's gone, melted.
Can't you turn the back on the person? Can't you turn back to the person you were? I can see her in you, under the gown and that wreath.
And my crown of immortality? No. You scared her out of me. With your crying, the awful time we wound up having. and the cheap rental flats you could afford. Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
A cheap rental with mold on the walls and the tap dripping.
It won't help anyway. I'm not going to say that, yeah.
Nothing will. I've been poisoned by newspaper and news. All I can do is scream at them and think of her, secretly.
Voyager Road, I know that place. Where is it?
It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos.
The house?
There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good.
So he wanted to become a cop real bad. They got together young. Sounds like they had a couple of birth problems, either miscarriages, multiple, or something worse later. There was a bow collector, a light rail, streetcar number.
42. That is the light rail that took me to Coron, to school and work. Every morning. It's the same stop I met you at, Harry. 100,000 million years ago. No human being should still remember the position of atoms such eons ago. It must feel unnaturally sad. A sadness so ancient, it is shared even by archaebacteria.
She moved on and he didn't. What now? What happens now? What is the next thing we talk about?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome.
The gamer in me wants to do this, but I can't. That's... Even if that passes... Either way, it's just a terrible idea. Don't go.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times.
It's not... Can we sit down and have a coffee first? There's a cafeteria in the corner.
No. That would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me. At the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragic comedy.
What is there to do in Morova?
Light, life, culture. It's so much better than here. Everything here reminds me of you, and the horrible times we had. The nights we stayed up fighting for our dying love. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again. Not this. Not what you made me into.
You don't want me to let you go. Not really. You asked me not to.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
She turns. Will we ever see each other again?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
How can that be?
Oh, Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago?
I think at least that, yeah. At least 5. How will I see you again then?
Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness, after leaving you the first time, so long ago.
But this is intolerably bad.
Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
This will be why he drunk himself into an oblivion.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
Let's just solve the fucking case. I feel like I've got to open up to Kim. There's no point bullshitting him. Actually, it was total annihilation, Kim.
I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
No, an ex-wife dream.
The lieutenant nods solemnly. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Let's solve the fucking case.
Are you sure you're okay? You thrashed around and you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound.
Let's comb the entire island centimetre by centimetre. That's the next step in the task chain.
Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep.
That was pretty traumatic. I'm not gonna lie.
This old cylindrical generator.
Pour fuel
waits.
into the
The
tank.
lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch.
Pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Right. Let's go. Let's turn this shit on. God, the writing is so good, isn't it? That whole sequence. No actual exposition, but enough in the way things were put that you can
A dim golden glow.
get a lot
It's
about
on.
what they were saying.
Turn emergency open.
Automatic boot.
Turn the lights.
The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle, a dim ambient orange.
Slide the radio dial.
The dial slides under the dusty glass, dark and silent, despite the power being on. You make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, "Failed Insula," are written on the band. An idea lights up in your head.
I kind of want to say that. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a possibility, but I just want to say it to see what they say. Maybe we could contact Suna, the programmer lady. She could open the door for us remotely.
This is an air-gapped system. Of air, I think they call it. That won't work.
You sure?
No, I'm not. But it would not be very good military technology if programmer ladies could control it remotely. Also, it's ancient. Incompatible.
Yeah, okay. Turn emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
Oh, it's a big boy.
After you.
What's there?
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
What if we get into another fight?
Don't worry. I have a gun.
I also have a gun.
I know. It was not easy to acquire.
Let's go. I am going to put said gun in my hands. I am also tempted to have a smoke. What else have we got? +1 psyche. +1 to physique. Let's have a smoke and a beer. Right. Smoking a beer, I'm ready for this. What's this? Small white flowers blossom all around you. A rubber dinghy is deflated, broken. There appears to be a guy with a rifle. The air smells sweet and scary somehow.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
Well, this isn't looking good for this guy.
He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
I mean, he's not going to know what that means. Let's compliment you. You've retained your eyesight.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
Is that a Belma grave?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
The Signal Commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the World Revolution in the Saffrey Empire, extinguished in 06.
But I don't remember it. But let's say it anyway. It's not wiped from the board, I remember it.
They wouldn't like hearing their name in your mouth. Damn dog.
Oh, okay.
The time will come to win his trust, comrade. It is not now. You need to take care of the gun first.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
No.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
It was not rock and roll. It was Sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Sorry if it's disturbing you. Goodbye. It's an option down there. I guess we're going to have to do this one. I need you to put the gun down so that we can talk further. We're with the police.
The lieutenant pulled his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
We might as well have a go with this. I am an enemy commander of rank. Put it down.
The words,
yes.
I am an enemy commander, sound cold as iron from your lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
So I'm pretty sure I'm wearing something that's got negative authority on it.
And what rank would that be, dog?
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
The old man lays the rifle down carelessly, then stares at it, just lying there.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
What did you say?
The future teaches you to be alone.
The present.
I'm going to say it. The present.
The present to be afraid and cold.
The old man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up into the sky. It's blue-grey, the same colour as the sea. Pick up the gun. Let's get the gun out of the way.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood, Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
It's as he said, it's a Triangong made in Sinyao.
Worn, personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of use, hasn't it, sir?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
We found the bullet in the guy's mouth, right? Oh, we didn't. The guys back at base did. Did we ever find out what caliber it was? I mean, at this point, it's got to be this guy, but still. Did we find out what caliber it was? I can't remember. This uses jacketed ammunition, 4.46.
Jacketed, military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
As he speaks, he stresses every word. He's liking this.
Right, stow the gun away.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
Those words, the future teaches you.
Real music. Real Brilliant Cult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
Marching song.
I know La Revacholière. Oh, I'm going to start running out of encyclopedia points. Have I got any more points to spend? No, not at the moment. Okay. I know La Revacholière, the marching song of the World Revolution.
There you go. 1 of 3. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
How does it go, the song?
How did it go?
He looks at his gun in your hand and shakes his head slowly.
Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull.
There, behind them, across the delta, the Insacom building. Coalition government in Celindian mission control.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orion, and consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Jesus. So you've been on this island for 43 years?
No.
Oh.
I've been on other islands too.
Well, okay. Point still stands.
I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was on E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
Well, let's be nice. That's steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what?
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution.
I guess we have an opportunity to try and sway him here. We could say that one. Not that one. That one. Or possibly that one. I'm going to say that one. I dare not dream anymore. That's the one that came to mind as soon as I saw the list.
Good. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith.
Jesus.
And of courage, too.
Lapse of faith?
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took.
For what?
For reaction to take hold.
It wasn't reaction. You were just afraid.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
It remains unclear what it is. He makes leaps he doesn't expect you to follow.
And this was when?
Ooh. The lieutenant instinctively looks to his notebook, but does not take it out.
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky, and it looked like it formed the clouds, storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
Dark magic?
The combined might of international capital, all at once, All the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower, huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
What then?
I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers underground, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
Airships, multi-rotored airships used in the landing.
Airships?
Aerostatics. The landing had started. I climbed out into hell. There were ships all above, hissing, whirling, and men pouring out. The chain was submerged, so I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
Seen what?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know that the bourgeois are not human.
Say nothing, let him finish.
I had to. I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
The old man falls silent. His black eyes keep piercing your skin as he looks to some great distance behind you, shaking his head slowly, retreating from it. What is this place? This island?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
You mean the landing? Retaking of Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Percy, I'm not one of them.
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
Murderers. I know what you mean.
You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblis.
Iblis?
The black-eyed angel.
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
How have you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
What do you steal?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health? Mr. Dross.
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
Hello, Valexa. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Direction too, I guess, as well. You know, it's not just the acting. Whoever is directing the voice actors. And the script. You know? It all comes together, doesn't it? Also, Happy New Year. And hello.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
I'd highly, highly recommend it. It's fabulous. It's more interactive story than game, but it doesn't matter. There's just so much to it. I don't know how much you've seen of the playthrough, but I'm 44 hours in. It's very, very good.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I don't think he's going to want that.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
We also have Druamine.
I guess we could offer him some painkillers. Yeah, it's a very good game. I don't think there's a huge amount of variety in each playthrough. It'd be interesting to see different reactions to stuff by playing it in a slightly different way. But I don't think anything you do really changes the story very much. Which is fine. It's not a criticism in any way, shape or form. It's a perfectly well-crafted story. I'm going to offer him the painkillers. We have Druamine, another opioid-based painkillers. You must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
That sentence, that question there seems a bit pushy. You like that, Druamine, don't you? You say it anyway. I want to find out.
It's the little joys. A dark joke, a sunshiny day, morphine.
This is a serious situation. You need to be looked over and we can do it.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
He's probably right. How have you coped mentally?
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
Oh, I wanted to say that there's things in my brain, but if the lieutenant's about to say something, I want to let him.
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on, more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
He looks down at his shoes, his face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequencies dead.
How did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted.
Why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
The weapons cache under Sanchez Lane 22B in the basement. Have you been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
They were.
Useless now. Rusted away.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
There's a small bunker under the Feld building. Have you stayed there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed themselves?
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
One more question. Do you smoke Tiomutiri cigarettes?
I do.
Ever smoked them on the mainland?
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. A so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter.
I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn the RCM into a Mazovian revolutionary unit. I mean, he's not going to like this. I think we're just going to have to go with that one. I don't really like any of these options. That's right, we're with the good guys. Well, he's not going to say that if he's a revolutionary. We're with the RCM. Let's just leave it at that.
Let's. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste dans le Monde. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
Did he? Can we remember what Rene said about this? I'm going to say it. I don't remember it, but let's say it. You never signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
Honourable. I mean, it's insane.
Honor is a feudal atavism. My motive is class.
No, okay. So you're a communist soldier from the Communist Army?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
You said you were trained and assigned to the Defence Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Wait, what does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
That means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
I'm also a communist. I'm going to take this point because whilst I probably am not in the realms of this game, I clicked lots of things that made me... It gave me that. Not like a full communist. Partial. It's like a partial communist option.
No, you're not. You're a liberast.
Good night, Blexer. Have a good kip. It's terribly late for you. Just stopping by. Liberast? Question mark?
A liberal and a pederast. It's what most liberals are.
I don't remember what that means. I'm not liberal. I told you I'm a communist.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
All right.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism, or even cancer.
What's he gonna do? Is he gonna do something? Is he gonna leap? Has he got a knife somewhere? I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
Composure 3. Motorics. Okay, we could probably boost composure with some drugs. What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Oh.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay, okay. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those.
Yeah, so after the war, yeah.
No, no. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Three is tempting. Maybe he's gonna. I mean, if we say that one, is he not just gonna say, "I'm still actively fighting" or something? So you're saying? I might go with number one. Or do we just go straight in with the number three? I'm gonna go one.
What did I just say?
Oh shit. He keeps shaking his head erratically. Suddenly he brushes something out of his eye.
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
What did rhetoric tell me? Well, is that two or three? Will he... Oh, fuck it. Let's go for two. Did you use the gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Krenel? I don't think he'll know what that means. But let's do it.
The who now?
Exactly. He leans in and cups his ear.
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
A beautiful, strong man sent here by the Honourable Private Military Company Krenel. I reckon it's going to be that one. I want to go with that one. The fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March the 4th.
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
A drop of blood in the saliva. Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
Something about the tracks. Suddenly all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first. I talked to the dead man. Maybe that would... He told me communism killed him. We do need... I don't like this now. This is getting tough. Hand-eye coordination let us down last time. The guy is kind of insane. Maybe he'll believe me. The corpse talked to me. The visual calculus is telling us not to go with that one. Something's amiss here. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Let's go for that first.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Piss off.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting.
Push back. Yeah, I'm going to push back. Stop changing the subject. We have the murder weapon.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
I'm calling it. We have the murder weapon.
Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
I think I'm going to hit myself on the head.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Oh, yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Clausia's balcony.
They were. I didn't catch them.
And nowhere else. Nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
Wait, but that... How would they get on the roof and be here? And why are the footprints? Unless he was there. Of course, thank you, Head, thank you.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
Oh, shit.
Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
What brand of boots you're wearing?
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
The maker is Sensorique. The model is Corbeil, and the size is 43. These are not the unusual horizontal pattern soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Okay, well, we're going to go with this. Wait, maybe it's simpler than that. He wasn't wearing his shoes. No. Horizontal pattern soles. Oh, well, let's do this roll, please.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there, near the room the victim died in, sneaking around.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
Maybells, behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
Unless he was meeting with Classia. Maybe if he watched her, maybe he stalked her. Maybe he watched her from a distance. Because he said he watches the island, right? Maybe he left them as a present.
So many this year, too? The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez, only here.
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
I'm going to have to try and find a way to exit this conversation safely and save, because it's 5-1 IRL. So I'm going to have to try and find a way out of this. We'll keep going for now, though. A young woman called Classia. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window.
Classia.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yeah, he's spying on her. You hadn't heard her name, had you?
My ears don't reach the city.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim?
He turns his sight from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch. A spasm.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
Do we... I'm going to go with 1. Surely that's the best way to get a confession out of him. Pretend that we think it's okay. He was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
That's basically a confession right there.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him?
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
Hold your breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
The lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly. Very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
He shrugs, then smacks his lips.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
You pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. You've got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw on the night of the murder?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
You were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
How long had you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then. Just a spot in the night, moving.
Does it mean he's got her passport and stuff?
Past the fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Harry's not letting go of... We don't know her name, the ex. And he's not letting go of the revolution, I guess.
And beautiful.
And beautiful?
That, too.
Yeah, okay.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on right there. She needed it just to move.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
This is the hidden boy she told us about. You looked into it?
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
I guess she took them, right?
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
But the document's in someone else's name. You saw her name on the passport, but before, when I said her name was Clausia, you didn't seem to recognize it.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
Yeah, that's what I said. What did it say her name was in the passport?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
We checked the submersible, there was nothing there.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
Yeah, I don't think he did too. Well, she's buggered off, so presumably she had it all along. She must have retrieved it from the boy at some other point and stashed it somewhere else. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you.
Setting what up? Hold on.
The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
Well, we think he was there because of the footprints and the thingies, right? So maybe we don't have the motor. Well, maybe fired it from that close, but... And you could see her bruises through the scope of a rifle.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
Reaction speed challenging. Red check. How does he know about those minute details about her body? Well, he was obviously there.
It
thank
quickly
God.
comes to you.
The bruises on her body, any chance you see them through a hole in a wall?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
Good for listening in, too. For hearing the moaning and the snorts.
You ever see her through a window? On a roof?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret route behind the whirling in rags. Those were your footprints there. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the... You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
Did you have feelings for that woman?
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
Was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No.
Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to consult? Say nothing.
Neither does he. He lowers his head, like a sunflower on a withered stalk. In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more. One more down.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
You hear a low frequency hiss, barely, beneath the audible spectrum. Then it's gone. The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away, but she led us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the seafort.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Look north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south. Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. He knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out, day by day, cigarette by cigarette.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years?
Been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Anything more? I want to ask him anything more.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
That's all?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Well, he doesn't.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead.
No, I have some questions about this.
We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
Hey, that's me.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Might be worth investigating.
Something about the statue on the roundabout and syphilis.
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination.
Abomination?
The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too. Hundreds of them.
But it's still here.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because cynical advertising yuppies erected a deconstructed version of it.
That's right. Some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it. We tore it down with honest working-class plastic explosives. And there it is again. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot. That was him. It had to be. He's already proven capable of taking a far more complicated shot from here.
It was you. You shot the statue. There was a bullet hole in his heart.
I did. A needless, sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a deformed monster of liberal capitalism. Shameful, really.
Yes, shameful. So many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
That's it for the statue then. Tell me, Mr. Dross.
The fat union man let them put it there. Corrupt as he is. Probably got a fat check for it too. Shared with the law.
Disco whores?
Whores.
I mean, Harry's a disco whore, right? You mentioned the Union as social democratic and Mr. Clare as a farce of a social democrat.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the Union's top brass.
Who's a disappointment? Everard Clare?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Is that his brother? Doesn't Everard run the Union?
That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare, that one's been to one of those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on.
You've talked to Edgar?
First against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left, wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
Shit. We reckon the... when was this?
20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
What did you talk about?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzov. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
Did he let you be here?
Let me be here? The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Mr. Dross, did you kill the Crenel mercenary for the Clares to incite a riot?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again?
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them, but he's insinuating something. There is more here. You can feel it. He was not outright lying, but almost.
Nice. Should we ask about Rene? Or should we move on to this one? I don't want to miss this one. Let's do one. What was the deal between him and Edgar?
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
20 years ago, when you met Edgar, the Clares didn't run the Union, did they?
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
Who did?
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation. And money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
And then she just disappeared?
Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
Edgar had someone make the call. Why is that, Mr. Dross?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is. The bend in the river.
Why?
Because she was dead.
Just say nothing.
The cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled? Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target. She was going home, waddling. Dressed in yellow. Drunk like she often was. The ruins are black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal. Heading home to Grand Coron or Betancourt, someplace like that. where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her, and the ruins.
You shot her? You shot her. Statement, not question.
Someone shot her. Or maybe the cow just fell. My memory is full of holes. All I know is nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
He doesn't want to walk. The lieutenant says in a voice even calmer, as if it were nothing at all.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. No, thank you.
Ooh.
I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
But you did do it.
I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist. I've heard it on Channel 8, 40 AM, Radio Revachol, late night. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
The same old freezing hatred. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody, and the lieutenant knows it. He gives you a little nod to proceed.
By the cock parading in his colourful uniform, you mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Everard was obviously manipulating us the whole time, but were some of his ideas so bad? Not all of them were. But then I think that's the kind of... Isn't that just life? You have people that have morals and they get into positions of power and suddenly they're swept away a little bit. So they can sound, from time to time, sympathetic, but then underneath it, it's just the quest for power, which is all those two are interested in.
Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A Patank maniac race traitor.
No, I don't know about that.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one.
There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today. Not even Gaston. Alone.
There's no one there.
Fat and plump. Like a pheasant. Just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Truss. Shoot me.
Let's get him all worked up. You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bonbon melt in my mouth.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel
Yeah, I'm looking forward to telling him.
better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one. For him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Renee is dead. He died of old age a couple of days ago.
No.
Yep.
I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
You had 1,000 chances to kill him.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
I don't think he cared about him. It was just like a thing that kept him going, probably. One day I'll kill that guy. You cared about him?
All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. Now, God damn this world.
Are you okay to go on?
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
It doesn't look like he is. Okay.
Okay, move on.
Glad we talked about what?
Can I leave and come back and do those other things?
I ain't going anywhere.
Right, cool. I hope I haven't fucked anything by doing that. We've got a quick save from like ages before, so I guess we could always use that. It's really fucking late. It's 1:30. Right, calm down a bit, British Sea Power. I'm just gonna have to risk exiting and hoping for the best, right? Cool. Another big night of revelations. That whole thing with the ex-wife, that was a lot. I'm kind of looking forward to finishing and then going to read any additional stuff about it, the stuff I've missed, stuff I misunderstood, or even just analysis stuff, because there's definitely some interpretation in a lot of what's going on, right? We'll see how much more explicitly is told to us about various things, because we haven't finished yet. I don't know what more there is. I don't know if it's going to end once I arrest him, or if I'm going to be allowed to go and poke around and finish some other things, but still looking forward to playing it. Whatever happens next. I've stuck some points into composure, I guess, well, couldn't I? Because I've got a couple of points and we can try and have a go at that. Skill check. Right. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Smileable for Paul for the raid. Always appreciated. And we'll be back Thursday. In the meantime, have a nice middle of your week. Look after yourself and see you then. Good night.